All right, this is the re-upload. So I'm redoing this video because the one I did before this earlier, I don't think I did it in a very good way. I guess I don't feel like I got it out right. What I was trying to say. So being that I'm Puerto Rican, I'm totally entitled to this. So I can say this. I can say these things, and on behalf of my Puerto Rican side and on behalf of my white side, because I am white too. Okay, so I'm half white, half Puerto Rican. So, and I'm American, of course, born and raised in New York City. All right, so yeah, I have every right to say the things I'm going to say. Freedom of speech, baby. All right, so first things first. What do I think about the performance? I thought it was bland. It was very dry. Now, hear me out, okay? Don't get all upset already and start just hating on what I'm saying already. Just hit dislike. No, calm down. Listen to what I'm saying. All right? I'm Puerto Rican. I know what I'm talking about. All right? So, I love that he's Puerto Rican. I love that he represented the Puerto Rican culture. And he's trying to represent all Hispanic cultures, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's trying to bring us all together as one people, you know what I'm saying? I love that. I get that. And the only thing more powerful than hate is love. I get that. I love that. I've always been that kind of person myself, okay? Always. I've always been that type of person. I always wanted to spread love and no hate. I always wanted to do that, okay? I was kind of like a hippie, I guess you could say. All right? So, I love that he was doing that. Hold on, there's a fire truck passing. Hold on. New York City, baby. All right, it's not that loud. All right, good. Yep. Okay. Maybe you guys hear that or not. I don't know. It's like, whoa! All right. So, anyways, what was I getting to? Like I said, I love the performance. I mean, let me get to separate that. Hold on. Separate that, not the performance. I'm talking about the things he did with the culture and stuff like that, with the cultures, and he was bringing all Spanish people together and dancing around. He did it. I don't know if that was a real marriage. I'm not sure if that was for real, but I was like, hey, this people getting married. I guess it must be his family members because I don't think he would do that for anybody. So I love that Lady Gaga was there. I love Lady Gaga. And, she's the queen. I love her. Always have since day one, since I first heard her, like back in 2008ish, 9 or something like that, when she came out with Poker Face and all that shit. I've always loved Lady Gaga. She is a performer now, okay? Now, she is a performer. I would love to see a Lady Gaga performance, bro. That's like the second year in a row where I felt like, yo, what's up with this shit? Lady Gaga should be performing in the Super Bowl, bro. So she is a performer, okay? And her music is fun. Her music is actually fun, and you can listen to her music and dance to. And she's super talented, bro. Super talented. She could play piano and all that. Like, she can sing, she can act. She is a good actress, okay? Don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, what was it? Fucking The Joker 2? Yeah, terrible, but, that just probably wasn't the movie for her. But she is a great actress, though. Like, when I first seen her in American Horror Story, I was like, wow, damn. All right, so anyways, moving on. We had Ricky Martin. He shocked me. Like, I was like, what? Oh shit! I was like, Ricky Martin. No way. I love Ricky Martin. I used to love Ricky Martin back in like '99, 2000 and shit. Like back in the days, man, when he was living la vida loca, all that shit. I love Ricky Martin, but I wish he did more in this performance. I wish there was more, like Mark Anthony. You know what I'm saying? I was really, really hoping when I seen Ricky Martin, I was like, yo, but what about like Mark Anthony, Nicky Jam, Daddy Yankee? You know what I'm saying? Like Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? Even J-Lo. And some people like not really liking J-Lo these days, but I was like, you know what? But she's Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? Grew up in the Bronx. She's a Bronx Puerto Rican girl, so, which I grew up around almost my whole life is the Bronx Puerto Ricans, because my family is from the Bronx, majority of them. Yeah, like I loved what he did and the people he brought together and stuff like that, and I love the message. I love that. That's great. But now here's the performance part on his behalf, like, I'm sorry, Bad Bunny, like, none but love to you, bro. You know, but damn, I can't with that. I'm sorry, I can't do it, bro. Like, when rap artists, like, if you can even call that art, okay, I don't know why they call that artists, call them artists, when it's just none but I can't do that kind of fucking music, bro. It just doesn't sound like music to me. I can't relate to it. I can't feel it, bro. I can't feel lyrics. I don't feel lyrics. I just feel mumbo, jumbo, just mumbling. Goo goo gaga, goo boo boo beep 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 woo 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 woo. That's all I that's all I get from artists like that. And like, I can't do it, bro. I'm sorry. The music was dry. I mean, and the music was like the same that we've all been listening to for fucking decades, bro. We've been listening to music like this for decades, but without the we had actual lyrics, you know what I'm saying? Back in the days. With reggaeton, we had Daddy Yankee, Nicky Jam, Don Omar, Tego Calderon, Tito el Bambino, you know, we had Wisin y Yandel, and they had lyrics, bro. They actually spoke words. They spoke words, okay? And you heard it, and you understood it, you listened, you felt it, and you could relate to a lot of the lyrics, you know. And then like, he did salsa also. There's some salsa music there. I'm trying to remember some salsa artists, but most salsa artists were like from Cuba, weren't they? Like, a lot of them was from Cuba, and like Colombia, Cuba, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, even though salsa was like, I think it was born in Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken. Like, like lots of people always said it was born in Puerto Rico, but for some reason, when you look at a lot of old OG salsa, it's usually Cubans and Colombians. I was like, that's strange. But anyways, like I said, I love that he did that though. Like, I'm glad he kind of did that, representing, you know, Puerto Rican culture. I love that he did that, you know. But fucking shit, man. I'm sorry with the I can't, bro. I can't. Like, I don't even understand what he's saying, bro. Like, I can't even hear what he's saying, because I just hear I don't hear lyrics. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear words. It's just fucking sound like you're on Down syndrome, bro. Like, you're high as shit, smoking mad weed, and you're a Down syndrome student in high school. Like, fuck. I want to hear some words. I want to relate. You know, like that. I love music since birth, bro. Like, and I've been around music since 1989, since I was born, and music since then was always amazing, bro. Like, and I love music from the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s, up until the 2010s. Like, music was part of my life, bro. Like, and I always had great music to listen to. You know, we got great music to listen to in my generation. Great music. We had lyrics in them. We had beats. We had rhythm. This shit is just beats with just mumbo jumbo. It's just beats with I can't feel it, bro. I can't. But I don't know. And a lot of you, man, people are gonna fucking hate what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but just, like I said, I'm being real about this shit, okay? At least I'm being real. Like, I'm not trying to be out here all fake and shit and be like, oh, that was the greatest performance of my whole life. I've never seen anything like it. No. I'm sorry. No. Like I said, I love what he did there. Love the representation of our cultures. But it was bland the way he executed his performance. So, yeah. Now, on top of that, so besides that, I should say, you know, besides that, now let's get to the other part, okay? To the other part of where this did become an issue. All right? So just hear me out, guys. Like, I know there's going to be a lot of people on the left side, which I'm not trying to be left or right wing, but you know, I want y'all to hear me out, because I could see on both. I could level with both sides, okay? Because you can't really fly straight without both wings. You understand? So I look deep into both sides of so I can reason. So now here's where his performance became a problem. All right. Now we have a lot of families in this country. Okay, lots of families in this country who have kids, and they're looking at this. They're looking at the Super Bowl, and they see this performance, and they're looking at two guys smacking dicks, bro. Yo. Well, when I saw that shit, I was like, wait, whoa. I was like, hold on, we need to see that shit, bro. Like, it's the halftime show. We need to see some shit like that. And even the women twerking and shit like that, like, I love seeing that. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing women's booty. But, bro, it's the halftime show, man. There's lots of kids watching. I get it. I know I can understand. I can level with y'all on the right. You know what I'm saying? Good Christian family homes and shit. I can understand. Because I'm not really a religious type of person, to be honest. I'm really not. I'm more like Buddhist, pretty much. Like, I practice Buddhism my whole life, more than anything else. Even though I was baptized Catholic, Roman Catholic. Hold on. Another damn siren. Another siren. Welcome to New York. Oh, yeah. Welcome to New York City. All right. So, yeah. Like I said, I was baptized Catholic when I was born, Roman Catholic, and then, like, I barely went to churches. This is my white side of the family. So, yeah, and then my Puerto Rican side, I had Catholic on that side too, but it was, like, it was kind of mixed. And then it slowly changed into just Christian, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got family that goes to, like, regular Christian churches. So, stuff like that. So I got a bit of a level understanding here of, like, where this became a problem for a lot of families in this country who are who are of Christian backgrounds and shit like that, and who come from Christian families. I understand, and I can level with that. Even like I said, like I practice Buddhism most of my life, and even on a Buddhist level, that's not what you should be exposing to kids. You know what I'm saying? Fucking two dudes grinding on each other's dicks. And then, you got ladies bouncing their booties, which I got no problem with. Like I said, I love that. But, there's kids watching. You know what I'm saying? There's kids watching. So that's where I can understand that became a little bit of a problem, okay? And because of the fact that Bad Bunny is, like, I don't know if he's gay. Like, I'm not sure. I think he is, maybe. Which is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, Ricky Martin's fucking gay, and I never had an issue with Ricky Martin. I always loved Ricky Martin. I love Ricky, and I loved his music my whole life. So, I'm saying, so the problem is not that he's gay and he cross-dresses and shit like that, I guess. So, because I didn't know that he wears dresses. I saw earlier today, I saw more about Bad Bunny, and I was like, oh, he wears dresses and shit? What the I was like, well, I mean, to each their own. I don't really mind that. So, but here's where it also became a problem for a lot of families in this country. It's like, yeah, just because he wore dresses and shit like that does not mean that he's, trying to, put that on your kids. I get that. But that's what people were concerned about, okay? So I'm trying to help y'all understand, anybody who really, really hates, like right-wingers and shit like that. You guys need to understand that where they're coming from, okay? They got kids. People got kids. You probably got kids too. You should probably understand this also. If you got kids, you should know that you shouldn't be exposing your kids to this kind of stuff, all right? A child's innocence is very important. It really is, I didn't really have that kind of stuff growing up. My parents were a little bit, like, my mom really was more strict on what I seen growing up. My father was a little bit more lenient, but he still was very, like, cautious. So, at least I had that growing up in a way. So I understand. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know where like, try to hear where I'm coming from. I can understand that kind of stuff, all right? I can level with y'all. So that's where it became a problem, all right? His performance. And that's the issue most people were having with Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl, was the fact that, they obviously knew that was going to happen, that something like that was going to happen. And then sure enough, he's had two guys bumping on each other, which was very quick, though. I mean, it was very quick. You didn't see that again after that quick second. it was like a split second, bro. You see just two guys just bumping on each other, like just grinding on each other like this. I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. Okay. Where are we going with this? But it didn't happen again, so I was like, okay. And then you just see a lot of this, Hispanic shit going on. And I was like, all right, cool. He's just representing his, Puerto Rican cultures and all that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with the gay shit. You want to do that, but on your own times, man. This is a halftime show for millions and millions of Americans who watch football, bro. Like that, who are hardcore football fans in American sport in the United States, bro. Like, your performance should be only specifically about that. Period. That's it. Just to entertain people in a good way, So yeah, I mean, I guess that's as far as I'm gonna go about saying, my perspective, giving you guys my perspective and my point of views on this, because like I said, I got no issues with the guy, personally. I really don't. I don't really care if whatever he does with himself, wears dresses, whatever, fine. But but at least try to understand that this is the NFL. And this is the Super Bowl, an American sport, and an American halftime show. It's an American event. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else I should say. What else I should cover? I think that's about it, really. So yeah, I hope you guys can understand what I'm saying. Like I'm not trying to be hateful on either side, man. I'm not trying to hate on the right. I'm not trying to hate on the left. Because I've been around both sides, and I could level with both sides if it's agreeable. You know what I'm saying? I could agree to disagree to agree. Okay, I could do those. I could level with people. But like I said, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I think that's what I'm gonna leave it at. I mean, I know, like I said, I loved what happened here. I loved what he did, but his performance was kind of dry. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, and I love that he's Puerto Rican. All the love to you, brother. One love. Hold on, let me take a sippy. All right. Well, all right. So that's gonna be it for this video then. If you agree with what I said, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do lots of movie reviews and stuff like that on this channel, and I'm more of a movie guy. I'm not really a political type of guy and the political debater and shit like that. I'm not really into all that, but I'm Puerto Rican, and we had a Puerto Rican perform at the halftime show, and there was lots of controversy on it, so I felt like I needed to say something on behalf of my white and Puerto Rican side, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys if you disagree, I'm pretty sure you're gonna hit the dislike button. I'm pretty sure you're gonna do that. But at least try to explain why you're upset. You know what I'm saying? If you did not like what I said, tell me why. You know what I'm saying? Tell me why. You ain't got to cuss me out or anything like that and hit the dislike button. Just tell me why you disagree with what I'm saying, because I mean, I think a lot of people could agree on both sides of what I said, that it's factual what I'm saying, really. It's the truth. Because that's all I want to do is just speak the truth, man. I'm not trying to blindside anybody on both sides, man. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so that's gonna be it, guys. I'm gonna leave it at that. So yeah. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this performance. Whether you agree or disagree. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Hit the like and share. And I'll see you guys in the next one, alright? Yo soy boricua, pa' que tú lo sepas.